Howdy, y'all. We want to get this front cover on here today. So we're going to be putting in the camshaft, the thrust plate, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And we've been organizing, figuring out the bolts. Some of these are off of 7J, some of these are off of 4G. We want to have the correct Caterpillar bolts, but we're noticing there's a dowel pin right here that's missing. And in the other machine, the dowel pin stayed in the intermediate cover, and since we're using the front cover off of 4G, the dowel pin stayed in the front cover off of 7J. So we got to go punch it out.
Going pretty good.
Yep,
it
there we go.
Real good.
A little bit of green Loctite. There, that's more than enough. It's a little bit loose in this cover.
It's okay, but let me get my hammer. There, that's pretty good.
And they're just trimming off this excess gasket material all the way around the engine here, because this is definitely going to interfere with things if we don't get it out of the way. And that's how you ruin a good blade. That's better. We think we got all of our bolts figured out here, so we're not ready for this front cover yet. We need to put everything else together, and we're really kind of talking about how weak, actually, I guess not weak, but just how much weight is on this front cover here on this tractor. It holds the remainder of the front cover and the radiator, and everything's hanging on the front of this thing, so you definitely don't want to pull on the front of that tractor, right?
No, and then you got all this fuel pump stuff hanging right back here.
Yeah.
Right off of this.
Everything. There's a lot of weight on that.
I'm going to put that arm there, and then I put a mark right here. And then we'll just rotate it in a new place.
Yeah. And the reason we're going to do that is because we noticed that there was a little bit of a wear groove in here in that pin. You can see it better over there on that side. So if we kind of move this governor arm a little bit in one direction or another, it'll give it a little bit of a better place to, not worn out place to wear. Dad's going to drive the seal out of here, the old one.
But it came out.
Yeah. That rawhide,
yeah,
it's rotten.
Rotten.
Dad noticed there's a little oil return.
Yeah, right there.
Down there. I thought that casting was broke, but that's intentional in there.
I think so.
So if you get oil behind the seal, it gets back in the engine maybe.
Get it cleaned up and see. Just cleaned up, ready for a new one.
Yep, got the hole open and everything. Before we put that seal in there and do anything up here, I'm going to clean this mating surface up here with my grinder so we don't get any junk in the engine. I'm not too worried about this surface. They didn't even machine this. It just gets a thick cork cover, so we'll just make a new cork cover for this. We know what we're going to do with this governor, and we'll put a new seal in here too. I bought these seals a while back, and they didn't have a part number on them, and I just threw them in a box because I got used to everything having a part number. But from taking the measurements off the old one and the new one, this looks correct. And it is a single lip seal. I had one that's not right, we know. But this one looks about right.
Goes just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it measures 3.35 OD and the ID 2.125.
That's it. Let's put it in.
Yeah.
You want me to do it? You trust me to do it?
I don't trust myself. Or you. Yeah, right.
Well, that's one way. Well, you just put that thing back on and hit it on this side.
No, that's too...
That's how I do it.
That's not going to work.
As long as it's even all the way, we could leave it out just a smidge. It'll wear in a different place on
That's what I'm thinking, and if it does interfere with anything, which it shouldn't, it'll just push it in.
Well, we can push it in later, too. You can see right here on the crank, it's got a slight groove in there, and that should put the seal out on some fresh area here.
Yeah, we're within 5 or 6 thousandths.
All right, let's leave it. Let's put our thrust plate on the front of the engine. I think that was the world's most painful seal installing. Dad just said we're going to leave this loose until we hook everything up in there, because we can slide it back and forth and get this pin in.
Right.
That'll give us a lot more room. Okay.
Exactly.
Good idea. Oh, my oil's boiling. This one back here.
This one, that's the one we're after.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that fits in there nice.
You want me to tap it in?
Yeah.
There.
See, it'll go right on.
Okay. Yeah, our washer's on there, and yes, this is how you adjust in play, but this is what we have. This is what came out of here. This is what we're going to use. Dad just put a little assembly grease on both sides of this brass thrust plate. So we're going to leave this loose just so we can get our gear on here and we can move this up and down and around to line everything up. And then Dad's going to make some new fold-over locks for these bolts here, here, and here. And this one's got the split lock washer. So I guess, are we ready?
I guess.
Let's see what we're at.
400 degrees?
Yeah. 395. That should be more than enough. Don't you think?
Oh yeah.
370, 80. Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Don't do nothing yet.
I'm not. It's going to be hot for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm going to go put this somewhere safe.
Ah! It just slid all the way on, Dad.
Did it really?
Yep.
You got it.
I got it.
Well, let's hurry up and button stuff up.
All right. Lock washer next.
Because it's going to warm things up.
Should go right there. Where's your hammer, your little one?
Right here.
Oh, there it goes.
Need a little bit bigger pair of these.
Dad's getting bolts in back here so we can hold the crank on the back of the engine. I don't know how tight we need it.
That's tight.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah. I seen you move it.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
heck, you're in play.
Should I give it a little more, or are we good?
I don't think you can.
We're going to torque all these to 45.
Now, see if you can grab that and what your end play is.
Boy, it's getting this crank hot.
Well, yeah, it will.
Oh, I don't see that there's any.
Yeah, there's a little. Move it.
Anything? We're fine, Dad. And this is right where I thought it would be. They're very even between the journals.
It's fine.
Yeah, we're good. If there's any play in there's not much in play. So this is how you set the in play on the older D4400 engines. The newer ones, it's sometime during the 7Js, I believe, they went to adjusting the in play with a bearing in the middle of the engine.
See it?
It's still within tolerances, easily.
I'd say it's minimal.
Yeah.
5/1000ths, maybe?
I am not at all concerned.
I'm not either now, after seeing that.
Let's spin these fold-over locks and get on with something else. Are you happy, Pappy?
Yeah, this is the only one that's going to be easy to fold.
Yeah, well, wait till we get to the ones behind the cam. I just found our timing mark on the crankshaft, that C right there. We're going to roll the engine over so it's close over here to our cam when we put it in. I've polished this up as best as I can get. I'm going to put some engine assembly lube on it, and we're going to put it in the engine. I got plenty of assembly grease on it, didn't I?
Yes, you do. Okay, you got to come up. You're almost there, not quite so high, and over this end to that direction. Now down. There you go.
There you go. There you go. It just fell on the lobes. There you go.
You'll have to
Go ahead.
get that last one lined up. There it went. There it is.
Good. There.
It started.
It should go. Hold it. It's coming out.
Oh, okay, I got it. I got it.
There you go. Yeah, our C is there and our C is down below. Yeah, we should be right. Nope, I need to go back over one.
All right.
Right. You kind of got to start it on a tooth prior to where it needs to be, and then it slides in.
That's it.
There it is, C to C.
Yeah, that's it.
And then this C is going to go to this C on this timing gear, and then the P on the timing gear to the P for the pump. Well, we're going to have to turn the engine and line them up again.
Okay.
And here is 4G's camshaft. Oh, and this one's a little different. But essentially, there's a hole right there we need to put the bolt through to tighten down into here. And there's fold-over locks like this that go on like this. And then somehow we have to fold those over through that hole right there. So a lot of this is going to be off of camera, but I wanted to explain to you how tedious this step is going to be. I did want to note an improvement from this early 4G. I don't know what you call this on the cam, but on the one for 7J, where this fold-over lock goes, there's actually a dog ear here and here to keep that fold-over lock from slipping around there. You think you could play the piano for everybody?
At some point in time.
I think people would appreciate that. Dad's pretty shy. He doesn't want to do it on camera.
I'm not a very good piano player.
He says that, but he is.
Say when.
Keep going. It's going to be a ways. So somebody'd been in... I think they replaced these gears with the... They probably were fiber before.
Yeah.
Because this fold-over lock's been reused, and we never took this off.
No.
I've got an older 4G video about the fiber cam gear we found in here. If you're interested, check it out. Hopefully you can see it in there. There's a bolt hole right there. This first one's going to be the hardest one because I got to line everything up.
Those holes in that brass plate I noticed are a little bit auburn.
They're egged out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to move you guys back here so I can get in there. Get the bolt started, and then I'll worry about my fold over. There we go. Well, we got to go 180 degrees from here. So you're going to be about right here. Right there.
It turns. We're
right
on
there. That's good. Ha! That thing slid right in there where it's supposed to be.
Good.
That was an accident. I'm going to torque this to 45, like all the others we just done. And then I'll bend over my fold-over lock somehow. And I think I can get this with these needle noses. I'm not asking much. All right, I got that bent over. We're going to roll it 180, torque the other one, and bend that one over too. That's about as good as I'm going to get, but we're going to move on to the next step. So we know that our crank gear is lined up with this inner cam gear. Now we have the accessory drive gear. We need to roll it around, and I've got the C for it. It's right there, so I'm going to move it over here closer to where this idler gear is. We got C to C, and then this C is going to go to this gear. Cleaner, what are you making?
Gasket.
For behind the governor?
Yeah.
We've been having a spirited debate, haven't we?
Yeah.
And I said there wasn't one, and you say there was.
And there was.
He made a gasket for back here behind the governor, because He was right. So we're going to put that on the engine. If I sound a little nasally today, it's because I am. I've been pretty sick for the past week. I'm still getting over it. And hoping to move on with things here. I got a lot to do. This bolt up here is a real pain to get to.
There.
All right. Is that all of them?
It's only 3.
Yeah. There's an oiler right here. So we're going to squirt a little bit of oil in that to pre-oil this governor. And then we're going to hook up our oiler line that goes in here. This might be a bit of a challenge, but at least it's soft copper. That one's tight, and that one's tight. Yeah, we got our gears lined up here, C to C. We got our C up here, and our P for the pump is right there. Let me get my idler gear. Little assembly grease. Should be right. Right there. P to P, C to C, C to C. One last check. Crank C to cam C, the big gear. The inner gear C to the idler C. And the P on the idler to P on the governor gear. C to C, C to C, P to P. So we were just looking at this, and it's kind of hard to see maybe with this camera angle. We were wondering how you would time this to the fuel pump, but this can only go one direction, and it looks like you could get 180 degrees off, but you can't, because this is offset to this side of the shaft on this governor. Maybe you can see right there how it's offset. The semicircle on the side of that shaft is cut out slightly larger on this side over here. On the fuel pump here for 4G, you can see it. It's a lot more defined, how there's kind of a semicircle cut out of the bottom part, and it's more straight on the top. So, you can't really get those wrong. Are we stalling again?
Yeah.
Why?
I hate putting covers on. I always feel like I'm forgetting something.
I think we're fine. I think we got this. We just checked out the fuel pumps. Everything should work. I think we're good. Sometimes I feel like I'm a lawyer. I gotta do my closing arguments with Dad to make sure that he's comfortable with going further. A little grease on here. Dad's given the front cover a final cleaning of the inside. We know we got to put a little oil on our seal. Get a little grease in here. I just got done putting a little grease on all these gears around here, on there. I'm going to take this nut off so that our cover will slide over this, and I think we're about ready to do this.
A little tall right there. I don't think that'll hurt.
No, it's fine. This is your seam.
Let me get this side on.
You want another one for over here?
Yeah, put another one over there. Or 2 more. Go ahead, push it through.
Let's just spin it so that I can put the silicone on there. If you can hold it, you got it?
Yeah. go in on the bottom now. There. I fit, that dowel fit good. I tested.
These are the long ones down in the bottom. Their heads on these rusted out on, I think 4G. These might have came off a 7J. And you think that's 45? That's
Real
what
close.
we're set to. We're set to 45. Let's see if Dad's got it.
Nope.
Not even close. Right there. You were a little shy.
I always hated the 45. All right, let me read.
Oh, you were pretty close.
Not bad.
You were probably at 42.
Not bad.
Oh, you know what we forgot to put in there?
You better not. You better not.
All right. I hope I don't eat my words on that
You had me for about 3 or 4 seconds there.
You should have seen the look on your face. Got that on there. This is a big step. There's one more thing that we need to do, and that is for the governor here. We have that pin in the bottom, you can see, that slides back and forth. And we've loosened this arm in the middle here. So we're going to slide this so that it's going to wear in a different place. And it's keyed. So we have to kind of keep it there. But I'm going to pull it as far as I can. You can see the key right there. Put grease on here. Go the other way. Put grease on there. And put it back together and fold this fold-over lock. A little bit of grease on this governor arm where it's going to engage with that, I don't know what you call that bracket right there. Torque that to 45 just like the others. Now I can fold over my lock. Today was a good day. We got the cam in here. We got the front cover on. We got the gears all together. We're ready to move on. I do want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Strike anywhere my